Blog Talk Radio. Has anyone ever told you you dream too big, that you have too many ideas, that you need to be realistic? What if there was a career and lifestyle that you could completely design yourself that enables you to do what makes your heart truly sing and helps millions of people benefit from what you have to offer? One that provided you with all the money you need to thrive, not just survive. That is the life of an enlightened entrepreneur. Welcome to the Aha Moments radio show, dedicated to the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened entrepreneurs worldwide, with your host, Mariana Cooper, founder of Aha Moments Inc. and AhaMomentsInc.com. Her motto, oh yes, you can have what you want, and you deserve it too. Join us for the next hour and learn to trust your aha moments to lead the way to a passionate and purposeful life. And now here's your host, Mari.
Hello there, and welcome to the Aha Moments radio show for the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened entrepreneurs worldwide. I'm Mari, and happy Tuesday, happy Election Day in the United States of America. I am very excited. I voted today, and if you are listening to this show and you haven't voted, please get off the line. So you can talk to your angels later and go and vote. You have a little bit more time, at least here on the East Coast, and it's a really, really, really important day for us all here in the U.S. and around the world, because our president makes a big difference around the world as well. So, lots going on, and today's show is entitled, "Hey Angels, What's Up with the Weather?" and everything else that's going on, because we are really now coming down to, we're in the last quarter of the year, the last quarter of 2012, the last 6 or 8 weeks of 2012 actually, and we're just, a lot is churning, a lot is churning, and so you all know that I was without power actually for 7 days, and here in the U.S. on the East Coast, it gets really, really cold. So it was definitely a stretch as far as the eyes can see, as far as your stamina and your energy and your just keeping your wits about you when you're going through something like that. We're going to talk about that. I know a lot of people on the East Coast can't listen in tonight because, unfortunately, they no longer have homes or they still don't have power. But we have podcasts for that reason, and hopefully people who normally tune in will eventually get back on track as quickly as possible. So we have lots going on tonight. But first I want to do a little housekeeping. If you'd like to call in, I see a lot of you have already called in. The boards are all lit up because you guys want angel readings, I assume. I don't think you're just calling me to just chat. And so if you'd like to call in and ask your question today, please do so. It's first come, first serve as the angels see fit. So the number is 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. So let's talk a little bit about housekeeping, and then we're going to get into what's going on, and then we'll start taking your calls. First things first, I have the Aha Angel School. You guys know about the Angel School because I've been talking about that since the summer, but the Aha Angel School is now available in an audio course. So it's all, the entire class, unedited, all on downloadable audios. And that actually went out. If you're on my mailing list, you got a sneak peek, kind of a preview option to purchase it early this week. I think I sent that out yesterday. And then I'll be sending it out again. We're building a special page for it, so the page will be available later on in the week. But it's several $100s less than it was to take it live. So if you love angels and all things angels, and you want to get a really comprehensive course, that is the course for you. I channeled. It's 5 weeks. It's 5 classes. It's over 6 hours of instruction, and I also did a customized channeled guided meditation for each class. So that's going to be available probably on Friday on the page, but you can definitely you can email me at support@ahamomentsinc.com if you want to get it before then, but watch your inbox for that. and I'll give you more information about that page next week. And also, I am booking readings, the final readings for the year. We are booking them now. So if you want a reading, please, please, please go to ahamomentsinc.com/readings, and we're already starting to book into December. So we are getting ready to tie it up, wrap it up, all the scheduling up for the year. So if you'd like to get a reading with me, I suggest that you do that as soon as possible, so we can get you on the schedule. Let's see. Oh, and now let's talk about the energy check, because we have just started as of today Mercury in retrograde. So that means the planet Mercury is essentially traveling backwards around the sun. There's all kinds of different beliefs about this, but what I will say is it does wreak havoc on a few things. You want to abide by the Mercury in retrograde rules just to ease some of the tension that's kind of churning around in the atmosphere. And one is you don't want to make any major purchases. It's going to be from November 6th to November 26th, okay? So usually 3 weeks long. For you in Australia, those of you in Australia, November 7th to November 27th. And so this Mercury in retrograde is, I think it's going to be a heavy-duty one just because of the nature of the ending. We're coming towards the end of 2012. It's the last Mercury in retrograde for this year. Like I said, there's a lot going on in the atmosphere. You really, really want to take care. If you can avoid any kind of elective surgeries, any kind of medical diagnosis, buying any kind of major appliances, cars, homes, you don't want to sign any contracts right now for the next 3 weeks. If you're going to do any of that stuff, please, please, please hold off until about 3 to 5 days after the 26th or 27th of November. You want to make sure that, to be on the safe side, just think December 1st before you start making any big decisions. First kisses with the new boyfriend, all that kind of stuff. Anything that is initiated during Mercury in retrograde usually has to be done again or doesn't stick. So you want to, just be careful with that. Definitely back up your computers. You want to make sure that you're not putting your coffee or tea or sodas next to your computers, because if it was ever going to be a time where they would fall, you'd have liquid falling on your keyboards, it's now. It's just a real time for, mishaps and all that kind of thing. So you just, now let me just talk about what you can do during Mercury in retrograde, and that is you can clean out. You can do planning. You can do strategic planning. I know I just started to sit down with my advisors and do planning for next year. You can do, interviewing. You can do house shopping or car shopping or appliance shopping, but don't buy. You want to just do your research and exploration. It is a great time to start a diet or initiate an exercise program, anything where you want to let things go, letting go of relationships, friendships that aren't working anymore, cleaning out closets, giving things away. Really, really good time for that. So that's the Mercury in retrograde. So just, if you're feeling heavy or edgy or a little loopy, that's definitely this energy. It's not an easy energy, and for whatever reason, we have a lot going on in the atmosphere, like I said, just weather-wise, and all of the energetic ley lines are just pulsing. Ley lines are the energetic lines within the Earth itself, and they're kind of this magnetic grid within the Earth, and those are just buzzing away. There's a lot of new energy coming in on the planet, and with all the weather changes, that's one of the reasons why, according to the angels, we're having a lot of these weather changes, is because it's actually an upgrade. So let's get into that a little bit. I think that's it for housekeeping. Yeah. Okay. So, you know what? One other thing that's going to be included in the angel class, the angel school course, I have a free guided meditation called Meet Your Guardian Angel. It's a guided meditation that I channeled, and that's going to be included as a bonus with that angel school thing, so you can actually meet your own specific guardian angel. And once you do that, then listening in on the class, you'll have your specific angel to work with as you work through the different lessons in the class. So that should be good. So I'm putting that into that package as well, just so you know. So you have that in your bag of tricks. You know all about that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on with this weather, because I'll tell you what, I've been through a lot of storms. I've always lived on the East Coast. And I've been through a lot of storms in my lifetime, and this last one, this Hurricane Sandy, was absolutely over the top. I mean, I've not seen anything like it. Last year when I was going through Hurricane Irene, I remember really saying to myself, this was over the top. And I was talking to Dane. Most of you guys know Dane here, and he's one of my best friends. And I was talking to him about it, and I was all freaked out. And I was like, something's not right about this. Something's not right. And that was for Hurricane Irene. Well, this storm made Hurricane Irene seem like, a little sprinkle. This storm was so over the top. I was watching explosions happen out of my window. A huge 150-year-old tree fell down on two people on our block, and I had to take them to the hospital because they were out watching the storm, which I still can't understand why people did that. The power was out for 7 days, and in our town there's still people without power, and it is very cold. It gets really, really cold. It was just unbelievable. So you saw it all of you have seen it on TV, and everybody's kind of tired of hearing about it, but we really can't. I can't express enough how much of a shift this is creating energetically. And when I went into meditation, that's what I was asking the angels about, because, what is it that we can take away from this? And one of the things that's happening, according to the angels, and this is not just here, they're saying that there's going to be kind of rotations of various things going on. We've had last week, we also had a tsunami warnings down in Hawaii, and actually the warnings were all the way up the western seaboard, but they did not announce that. It's just all these changes in the ocean and in the ocean floor, and all of the various faults and whatnot in the earth. But essentially, there's a couple things going on. One is that there's, to make this really simple, there are certain areas around the world that are energetic spots. They're kind of like portals where new information is downloaded onto the earth so that we can actually continue our forward progression. So it's kind of like energetic evolution. And when that happens, and when you start getting a lot of downloads, a lot of shifts, you also get a lot of weather pattern changes and tidal changes, and they talk about global warming and all that. I don't like to talk about things that I'm not personally studying and researching and all that, and so I'm not an aficionado on global warming, but I can say from what I've gotten from people like Lee Carroll and Cryon and some of the other folks, there is a tremendous amount of information that is being downloaded onto the earth, and what happens there is that it kind of shifts everything. It shifts everything, and there's also kind of like from what they're saying, a mass consciousness, a raising of mass consciousness. And this was very interesting because what I've found is that when people don't go through the rigors of something, they don't relate, right? It's very easy if you're sitting in New York City to watch the people in Hurricane Katrina and say, well, that's really sad, that's really sad, that's really sad, and send a check. But you're going about your normal day. You're really not getting it. And so each region of the world is going through their own kind of cleansing and awareness-building weather. And in this area, in this portion of the country, it is just it's amazing how especially in the New York, New Jersey area, people are very we're around each other, but we're kind of in our own world, very insular. When you're down south, people talk a lot more to each other. They interact and whatnot. New Yorkers and New Jerseyers, we're not kind of like that. We're polite, but we're not like, hey, how you doing? To people we don't know. Well, that has all changed around here. Let me tell you, it was like the world cracked open because everybody's going through this huge crisis. And that is one of the things one of the upsides of this is that just like 9/11, it kind of opens up the hearts of mankind. It opens up the hearts of people to each other, it opens up the hearts of the politicians, and it's kind of almost a cleansing of government, where the government, the utilities, all of the powers that be are being really called to the mat and held to all of their campaign promises. And we're really seeing how systems, what pieces of the systems are weak and need to be either eliminated or strengthened. We also are seeing a tremendous amount of shifting with how things are going to be built in the future. I know that 9/11 was the beginning of, actually saving a lot of lives. I mean, we lost so many lives in 9/11, but they also were worth probably, 10 times that many lives that they saved by them losing their lives. So many people then stepped up and said, okay, well, how do we fix this system and this system and this system and this system now that we know that it's not working? And so that saved many, many lives. And then, things like Hurricane Katrina saved lives, and the tsunamis, and, the various things that were happening in Japan. And it keeps, escalating. And with each thing, it elevates the systems. It elevates the receptivity. It elevates the heart space of each of mankind. And so what the angels have been saying is that this is a time of not being afraid of what's going to happen, as far as like, is there going to be another big thing? Is there going to be another big thing? Are there going to be more big things? Absolutely. Should you be prepared? Yes, yes, yes. You should be prepared. There will be more things happening. But is it to the detriment or to the destruction of mankind? Absolutely not. What it is, it's to the evolution, the greater evolution and expansion of the experience here, and cracking the heart space open. You can intellectually say, I have love in my heart, and I have empathy, and I have this, and I have that, but to actually live through, having to go and sit in a grocery store and get your internet, and then seeing all these elderly people sitting around you, and they're just trembling because they're so cold and they're frightened, and and talking to the kids and to the other people, and sharing, surge protectors or whatever, helping people with their yards, helping, all sitting around candlelight in, kitchens with big pots of steaming water on the stove, just trying to keep warm together, and really not caring. I had more people. I was sitting in Target because they had this big recharging station, and I think I met 10 different people. We were exchanging cards and, talking and everything. But, I can't tell you how many of those people invited me to the ones who had power, inviting, others who didn't have power to their homes, and just it's like an open door policy. That kind of thing just can't happen without some sort of huge catalytic experience. And so the East Coast, this is just their time. Now, one of the things that happens with light workers, and then we're gonna just get through this point, and then I'll take a short break, and then we'll start answering your questions. But one of the things that comes with the territory of light workers is that we have a tendency to under-prepare for things because we feel like, well, if I'm spiritual and if I believe in God and the angels and the guides, and I then all of a sudden go out and start buying water and generators and, flashlights and candles, then I'm going to be helping to create a disaster. So I want to be underprepared because I don't want to feed into the fear of something big potentially happening. That is not the way to go. Now, just because you prepare doesn't mean that you're feeding the potentiality of something coming to fruition. What it means is that you're being prudent and you're listening to the fact that the earth is changing, that the weather patterns are changing, and that you're willing to flow with the changes as opposed to resisting the changes and trying to stay the same. And that is the big lesson of all this, is that I think the part that got so hard, I know for me, was not having access to my business, literally having to sort of shut down for days and days, and wanting to go on my regular routine travels throughout the day, and everything I would normally go to was closed, and having to go find new places, and really wanting to hang on to what was old. And one of the things I kept hearing in my channeling ear, and I kept ignoring, was, we want you to just take a different route. You'll meet different people. You'll have different experiences. You'll have different insights. you'll get new ideas for your business. You'll get new ideas for how to, run your household or whatever, all these different things, because you're going in different spaces and directions and meeting all kinds of new people. And so it actually can be a shot in the arm, a shot in the energy of what you're doing in your writing, in your business or whatever, if you just shut up and let go and let it show up for you. And, each time that I would get so exasperated, I just say, okay, forget it. I'm done. I'm just not going to try to get an internet connection anymore. I'm just not going to try. All of a sudden, some big shift would happen, and somebody would show up and say, hey, want to use my internet or whatever, whatever. There was some sort of shift. The cable came back on or the power showed back up or whatever it was. So surrender was a huge piece of this. But as light workers, please, please, please be prudent. Be prepared in your area, whether it's, an area that's prone to earthquakes or tornadoes or blizzards or whatever. And as you can see, the weather is reversing. The south is getting snow and the north is getting, earthquakes. All kinds of things are happening that don't normally happen. So make sure that you are prepared. So we're going to take a quick break. If you'd like to call in and ask a question, I will be doing some reading starting after the break. If you are on the line, please keep holding. I will get to you on the other side in a few minutes. The number to call in is 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show, and we will be right back.
Hi, this is Dr. Dean here. 12 years ago, I had everything that was supposed to make you happy in this reality, and I was still dying inside. So I told the universe, you have 6 months or I'm killing myself. Either things change or I'm out of here. A week after I made this demand, I saw an ad in the paper. It said, access, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory, and it had this girl's phone number. To make a long story shorter, I had a session with the girl. It's called an Access Consciousness Bar session, and it's a simple process of touching points on the person's head. For me, it was the first time remembering everything was okay, everything always had been, and everything always would be, and I never contemplated suicide again. One tool, one thing, a process that took about an hour, and it changed the energy of what I knew was possible. It changed my whole life. This is what I'd like to share with you. For the first time in years, I'll facilitate a one-day Access Bars class. On November 7th, you can learn this process with me in California, or you can join me online from your home anywhere in the world. Go to globalbars.com to learn more. globalbars.com.
Step back in time to the very beginning, before life as we know it existed. Stones have been on this earth since before the inception of man. They are keepers of ancient wisdom and messages. Tap into the profound wisdom of stones and let your journey begin at the Rock Girl Sacred Stone School. Let the Rock Girl take you back to those ancient days to learn firsthand the language and the secrets of stones. The Rock Girl will teach you how to develop your very own technique of communicating with them, allowing you to embark on your own path of self-discovery. Courses include Reiki, psychic development, chakra balancing and auric cleansing, hands-on healing, and more. Visit sacredstoneschool.com for classes and workshops taught exclusively by the Rock Girl of therockgirl.com.
Are you at a crossroads in your life, facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
Do you ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Hello, I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. Tonight we're talking all about what's up with the weather and all of these end-of-the-year changes that are going on in the atmosphere and in the energy and just on Earth in general. And one of the things I wanted to let you know that I forgot to mention during housekeeping is that I know last week we were supposed to have Greg Braden on the show, and he is just brilliant when it comes to all of the stuff that we're talking about tonight. And I did everything in my power to air the show. I actually was at the A&P grocery store begging their management to let me have one of their back offices so that I could air the show from the store. And they actually said yes, except that I couldn't get a Wi-Fi signal, and it was just a nightmare. That was one of those true surrender times because it's taken me 2 years to get Greg to agree to be on the show. Just because his schedules have been so crazy. He's usually traveling internationally. And so, long story short, we managed to talk to him. I did get a message from him, and he did say that he will reschedule, and that will be his first priority as far as media is concerned, because he totally understood the hurricane situation. So he will definitely be on the show. And someone else that you might know of who's going to be on the show, two other people who will be coming up, is James Twyman. He wrote the book The Moses Code, which was amazing, and there was also a movie done about that, and he'll be on in December. And Brian Weiss, who is the big past life expert. He's been around for many, many years. He wrote a book called Many Lives, Many Masters, and many, many other books. And his folks just wrote to me, and we just approved for him to be on the show as well. So I'm really excited about that. And we have some other guests coming up that'll be exciting and fun. So just so you know, that's all showing up as we go along. So two other quick things about the Earth changes and what you can do, and then I'm going to start taking your calls. The first thing is, the Earth. One of the ways you can get through these storms and through these Earth changes and all these different things, as you start to see things on the news rumbling around, or even if you're in an area where things can't be predicted, like earthquakes and that type of thing, what you want to do is you want to check in with the Earth. You want to go out in nature. This is why it's really important to do a daily nature walk, or at least a nature walk every, a few times a week. And you want to go and sit next to a tree or put your hand on a tree, your favorite tree, and you want to ask. You want to say, what do I need to know most right now? And ask the Earth to give you signs of what's going on. Is it unrest? Is it something that's going to be heavy? Is it something that's going to be easy and light? I have a favorite tree in the park that I go to all the time. I call that tree a tree. And that tree is like a wisdom keeper for me. And there is such a thing as tree whispering. In fact, there's a couple of folks who have a company called Tree Whispering, and I'm going to have them on the show as well. We're going to be talking a lot also to the animals, working with the animal communicators and talking about the animal whispering out there. And really, the Earth does whisper its messages to us. And one of the things you want to ask when it comes to these Earth changes is how how can you best prepare? How can you support the earth? What does the earth need from you? And what should you evacuate? Should you not? All those kinds of things. You want to ask the earth. You don't want to just go with what you think in your head. You want to really feel it. And if it's feeling heavy, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling any kind of like major anxiety, then do what it takes to, if you have to leave that area, you're feeling that way, then leave the area. If somebody tells you to evacuate, okay? This is not the time to go, and people have found that here, to go against, what's being said. It's always, better safe than sorry. But don't feel that you're not being spiritual, and allow the earth to let you know what it requires of you. Okay, really, really important. That's what this time is about. In a few years, all this stuff isn't going to sound airy-fairy anymore. People are getting reacquainted with the built-in intuition that we have and the built-in language of the earth, which is always, and of the animal kingdom, and of the angels, and all of the other available entities that are here to support us, and that communion of being able to commune with other things besides man. It always happens in a whisper, though, just like your intuition, which is one of the reasons why I focus so much on teaching intuition and getting people fluent in their intuition, because once you're fluent in the intuition with your own guidance, from your infinite self, then you can allow your intuition to help you to communicate with all these other powers that be. The animal kingdom knows way before we do about storms. I always watch my cats. My cats were freaked out in this storm. They were letting me know, okay, this is not cool. Okay? You can watch the birds and the wild animals and see how they're acting. If they start acting really frenetic, okay, you know what? I need to pay attention. The whole earth and the entire world is always speaking and having a conversation. It's always whispering communications. And this is why these times are kind of a learning ground for us to tap in, and you'd hear people who would never mention the word intuition really following their intuition, because you really do have to get quiet and listen to be able to react on a dime in these types of scenarios. Okay, so that's that for earth changes and stormy weather. I'm going to start taking some questions now. If you'd like to call in, the number to do so is 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. Okay, so I see someone calling in from Denmark. Anne, hello. You're calling in from Denmark? It's got to be like 1 o'clock in the morning there.
What did you say at last?
It's got to be really, really like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's your fault. I started listening to you a year ago, and since then I can't sleep at night.
So funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, sorry. Well, say.
Well, it was just because you were talking about the, when something happens to the weather or other thing in nature, and people are shaking together and start speaking to each other, and the same thing happens in. I don't know for whole Denmark, but in a big area around where I live. I suddenly noticed it started with that. You talked about your cat. My cat was very anxious the whole night when Sandy occurred in America.
Yes.
And we couldn't feel anything here in Denmark, but inside I had a feeling of anxiety, and my cat was very afraid,
yes.
And walking out and come back and walking out and come back the whole night. And the next day, I suddenly realized that I was talking to a lot of people I've never been talking to before. And it's a very small community just at the place I live.
Yeah.
And I visited a larger town 2 days after and met some girlfriend who told me they had the same feeling, that suddenly they were talking to a lot of people they've never talked to before.
Yeah.
And it was like they have known each other for a long time, and everybody was talking about Sandy.
Yes.
And we wasn't at all affected here in Denmark.
Yeah.
But
well, that's that whole the essence of we're all connected, we're all one. I know one of the things last year when I was going during the Irene thing. I actually, and I say crazy loosely, but about 2 weeks, about when the media started going crazy with Irene, what I do is I get called, go to the park and I ask like how big is it? Like it's big, and I started to really think this. So I remember writing to all my professional friends who do energy work and all that, and writing to Dane and saying, this is not, we need everybody to really like kick in the energy. Like, well, Mari, if you're writing us or calling us, then we know it's, you know, something, we'll pay more attention and definitely start sending. And the Dane said is the anxiety that you're feeling, because it felt off kilter. He says, you're picking up on all of the anxiety of everyone who's afraid about the storm.
Yeah, okay.
Saying that, you know, what I'm confirming with what you're saying, yes.
I'm normally not. I just have to tell you, you're fading out very often. Something happens to the line or the connection. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah, it's like every 10 word I get.
Okay. Hello? Oh, I think we lost her. Oops. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll get her back. Okay. Why don't we go to the next caller? And let's see, Caroline in Ontario. We have all the international folks tonight. Hi, Caroline. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And it's Carolyn.
Carolyn. For letting.
I've been going out to nature and getting and reassuring nature itself, so that just to let them know that I love them.
Yes.
And to thank the elementals too for helping.
Yes.
They do a big part in all this too.
They're very, very busy right now.
Oh, big time. I would like to know, Archangel Michael told me a while ago to start painting, and I would like to know if I'm on the right track.
Yes, you are. And what he's saying is bigger and smaller. So bigger in the sense of your vision for yourself. And I don't know if are you painting on small canvases? I mean on big canvases, so projects are taking you a while to get done?
I am having a hard time. It's like I'm learning how to paint. It's like I'm learning how to paint, I'm learning how to draw. And they keep on giving me, I've got more guides coming in and showing me who they are.
Uh-huh.
From all over. It's just so beautiful, Mari. But I don't have money for the canvases. So I started out on little canvases, and then this past summer, for some reason, I got a really big canvas that's about 2 by 3 feet.
Right, that's big.
And that's because I kept on seeing all these angel wings, but they were like line drawings.
Uh-huh.
And then I read Doreen Virtue's book. So the next thing I know, I've got 15 angel wings, and it's basically all the 15 archangels, and the colors.
Right.
So I'm painting it, and I'm realizing today too, there's something more that I can add to these wings to make them look more like feathers. It's like
okay.
I'm learning, but I really can't afford to go out and get decent canvases, and I feel that they want me to get decent canvases.
But wait, stop. Here's the thing. One thing is, you doing this on the big canvas is one thing, but then taking pictures of it and making prints out of it is for smaller size, so that you can actually sell the smaller size, and then using the smaller size of the canvas, the smaller prints, to finance, more canvases. So, but make sure that you just put, like, if you sell, let's say you sell the big canvas, you want to make sure that you put copyright and the copyright sign and your name, and then that way you still hold the copyright so that you can sell the prints of the original. Somebody will buy the original, but then you can sell the prints. But what they're just saying, and I'm just going to I have a lot of people who are calling in, so I have to kind of make this short. But what they're saying is you are on the right track. always know that this was the first portion of this is an education process for you.
Okay.
Say you can't afford something because actually the way is being made for you too, and just say, you ask the paintings to show you the way to create more and to provide you with the supplies for more, because everything has energy and it will attract more energy. But what they're saying is take the big canvas that you did, make prints of it, to get pictures done of it, make prints of it, and then sell those in a smaller, like even in they're saying a set of note cards or a set of gift cards, something like that you can sell that's smaller and that you can have printed out, in multiples, and then sell those, and that'll start to finance the rest of it. But yes, you're absolutely on the right track, and they're saying don't stop.
Okay. Did they say anything about a part-time job to help finance?
That's what they just described.
Was a part-time job.
What they just described about helping you to finance the art is what they're saying.
Oh, they just make me want to roll down a hill.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm really, really happy that you're safe and everybody's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a great night. Thanks for calling in from Ontario.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let's see. We have Tasha in Tennessee. Hi, Tasha. How are you? Are you still there?
Hi, Maury. Yeah, I'm here.
Hey. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Good. What's your question?
Well, I don't know if I should ask this. My stepfather-in-law recently passed. It was unexpectedly, and I wasn't allowed to go to the wake, and it kind of shook me to the core. So I need to know what I need to know now.
What do you need to know about what?
Like, I put a letter in the pocket. My daughter gave it to him since they wouldn't let me go to his funeral. But I don't really know what. I guess I need to know what I need to know about what's next for me, I guess.
So does that have anything to do with the person who passed away, or are you? I'm just saying because for the radio show I need a very specific question, just because of time. So yeah. I understand what you want to.
Am I supposed to learn something from that, or did the angels have anything specific for me as far as my future?
In which category of your future? There's a lot of future.
Oh, okay. Maybe for the present right now.
In what? In relationship, in job, in just. I just need a question. Just give me a specific question, and I'll.
Sorry.
It's like a giant psychic reading. We don't have the time, so just tell me a specific question that you'd like to know the answer to, and I'm happy to give you what I can give you.
Okay. Then let me ask the one about. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just overwhelmed right now.
Take a deep breath. What's the thing that's most pressing on your mind right now, very specifically?
Well, I'm starting to cry, so I guess it's about his passing.
Yeah. Well, he's safe. He's sound. There's no animosity on his part. You did nothing wrong. That's the big message he has for you. You did nothing wrong. This is a control thing. This is a power struggle, and it was just a mean-spirited power struggle is what he's saying. But just that as far as his spirit is concerned, his soul, he's a spirit guide of yours. You are able to communicate with him through writing. You just sit down with your journal and you can write out whatever it is you're feeling, and he encourages you to do that. And you'll feel much more of a sense of peace, and he is sending you signs to let you know that, he's by your side, and if you need any support from him energetically, he's right there for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're so welcome. Hang in there. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, good night. All right, let's see here. I believe we have Valerie in Michigan. Hey, Valerie, how are you?
All right, how you doing?
Good.
Okay. Thank you for the information. My question is, I'm trying to find out the best place for me to live.
Okay. And what are your options that you're considering?
Arizona, Iowa, or, out the country.
Arizona, Iowa, or out the country?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't feel like out the country is the best of the best, and basically it doesn't feel like any of those choices are where you're going to actually end up. Have you considered Michigan? Where you're in?
That's where I'm at now.
That's okay. I don't know. It feels like Michigan is there's someplace else there that that's more local, and that taking this like huge leap off the planet. Remember, and here's the message they have for you, is that whatever you're running from is going to be right waiting for you wherever you go. So you might as well keep it cheap and local. Do your healing, and then when you leave, at least you're going with new you, so you'll have a new experience. Anywhere you go, it's not going to fix what you're trying to go for. So, for what that's worth, that's what they're saying. So what they're saying is, maybe another move within Michigan, because it's familiar. Focus your energy not so much on moving, but you can ask for the energy around the situation that's of concern to you to heal. Because, see, any issue that you're going through always is the issue is on the energetic level, and then that then reflects in the physical. So what you want to do is ask for healing of the energy, and then it will reflect as the healing of the situation in your physical world. And then from there you can you'll see some shifts start to happen. It feels around like the March-April time frame is when everything's going to really settle down, and then you can make a better decision about moving. But remember, wherever you go, you're going to show up right there. Okay? So do the hard part first, and then you'll have a much better move, and you won't have to do something twice, which is what they're trying to get you to avoid. So hopefully that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you. All right. So we are going to take another break. If you're still waiting on the line, please hang in there. I will get to you on the other side of the break. I think we have a few more people. If you'd like to call in, it's 347-215-9485. It's 347-215-9485. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments Radio Show, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dr. Dean here. 12 years ago, I had everything that was supposed to make you happy in this reality, and I was still dying inside. So I told the universe, you have 6 months or I'm killing myself. Either things change or I'm out of here. A week after I made this demand, I saw an ad in the paper. It said, access, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory, and it had this girl's phone number. To make a long story shorter, I had a session with the girl. It's called an Access Consciousness Bar session, and it's a simple process of touching points on the person's head. For me, it was the first time remembering everything was okay, everything always had been, and everything always would be, and I never contemplated suicide again. One tool, one thing, a process that took about an hour, and it changed the energy of what I knew was possible. It changed my whole life. This is what I'd like to share with you. For the first time in years, I'll facilitate a one-day Access Bars class. On November 7th, you can learn this process with me in California, or you can join me online from your home anywhere in the world. Go to globalbars.com to learn more. globalbars.com.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Hello, it's Mari. I'm back, and you're listening to the Aha Moments radio show, and my producer, Sam, is so funny. It's all I can do to get myself together when I get my cue to go back on the air and the microphones open up. I tell you, he is just hilarious. He keeps me laughing. So I'm going to take some more calls as we're getting close to the end of the show, so let's try to fit in at least one more, and that would be Jill in Colorado. Hey, Jill, thanks for waiting.
Hi, good. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
What's your question?
Okay, so actually I spoke with you a couple of weeks ago, and we discussed me going to culinary school. Well, I signed up, and now I need to save some money as well as support myself through this process because I feel like I'm likely going to have to quit my current position to do this. So I was thinking about starting up a online business selling like gourmet food items, and I was wondering if you thought that would be a good idea or if you had a better idea for saving some money and paying off some debt while I'm waiting to start my class.
When did your class start?
September of 2013.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So I have a little bit of time, but...
You know what they're saying is see if you can find something that's established already with products that are already sort of available and a system that's already available. Starting from scratch, an internet business from scratch is a lot more than it seems. So it would be more something like, I'm not saying Tupperware, but something on the line where it's gourmet. I know that they're there. You have to just do some research. There's like the gourmet food, products and all those kinds of things, but it's more of maybe a direct sales company, like a network marketing company where it's kind of already established and you can just go more into your networks and start to sell it that way as opposed to starting totally from scratch. The other thing is if you are going to get a position or some sort of job in, some capacity, consulting or some sort of job, you want to just make sure that whatever you're doing, it's in the arena of the culinary and of the food. Were you doing like accounting or something? Were you the one?
Yeah, I'm in IT currently, querying databases.
Okay, so, that's a very transferable skill set, and so you might want to food-oriented companies that require the kind of skills that you do, because usually if they're really into food, they can't do what you do. And so that's my big suggestion is to make sure that you just, whatever you choose in the arena of where you're going so that everything is synergistic. The problem is when obviously you're doing something that has nothing to do with your schooling and then it just, they start to butt heads. But definitely I would look into like, what is that, Pampered Chef or something on that level, because you're passionate about the product, so it will definitely sell easily, and you definitely will be successful. But don't worry, because money's going to show up for you. I don't see you, being in any kind of, bad situation there.
Okay, good. That's what I need to know.
Yep. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. All right, thanks.
On in. Thanks for waiting too. I appreciate that. Have a great night. Okay, I think we have one more call, and we have about 3 more minutes left of the show. So, Mary in Florida, how are you tonight?
Okay, thank you for taking my call. I'm glad you're well. My question is, I've been going through a series of tests to find out what my health problem is, and I'm going hopefully to a specialist next week. Do you think they'll be getting an answer for me soon?
Yes, I do think you'll get an answer soon. I would probably, if you can, either go ahead and get the test if it's, something that you must do right now, but just understand it's Mercury in retrograde, and a lot of times...
Oh, I know that. Unfortunately, I don't have a choice.
Yeah. So I would just say, go ahead and get it done, but it may be that if it comes back hazy, they may have to do it again. So just be prepared for that after the retrograde is over. But it feels to me like it's coming to a head from what your angels are saying. I would absolutely surround yourself. Ask Archangel Michael to accompany you to the testing. Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, and just ask for like 1,000 or 1,000,000, however many angels you want, healing angels to surround you. And also you want to ask Archangel Michael and the powers that be to surround the people who are doing the test, to give them clarity and keep them centered and focused during the testing. So you just want to sort of fortify the energy a little bit more than you normally would in regular energetic times. But it just feels to me like they're going to have to do the test more than once. So don't be... Is this
going to be a major test or something I went through about 5 years ago, or is this something sort of in between? Or is it like blood work or...
I don't know. I'm not getting anything. I generally don't even like to answer a lot of medical questions just because of the nature of what it is.
Yeah, I know it's kind of putting you on the spot. I'm just kind of...
It's not a matter of putting me on the spot. It's just that just for your own safety, I would just... It doesn't feel severe.
Oh.
Like that. It doesn't feel severe, but it does feel like it's not going to be conclusive just yet. But on the other side of the new year, very beginning of the new year, you'll get a lot more conclusion. Understand, too, there's a tremendous amount of churn of energy right now.
Oh, I know. And I've been dealing with it a couple months, and it's a painful situation.
Yeah.
And it's really affecting my everyday life. It's not something I can just kind of ignore.
Yeah. Well, I'm wishing you all the best with it, and what I would say is Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, and keep yourself very, very focused on on the healing that you want to happen. Now, the other one thing I'll tell you, oh my gosh, Sam's starting to take me off the show now, but the other one thing I will say is when you're working with your angels, Mary, what you want to do is ask your angels to heal the energy that's causing the physical pain.
Okay, heal the energy that's causing the physical pain.
Energy. You don't have to understand it and analyze it and, why did this cause what. Just ask for the total healing and to see you as the true perfection of who you truly are, who you be. As that infinite being, the infinite being never gets sick. So there's just something off in the energy that would cause that physical ailment. Ask for the healing there. Take it up a level, and then all of this testing and the physical stuff will take care of itself, and it'll be, it'll smooth itself out. So I would just focus on asking your angels. That's where you really have the most power right now. Asking the angels to, and be open to receive the healing and the willingness to accept the healing at the energetic level, whether you understand it intellectually or not, so that it can flow through down into the physical, and you may have a much easier time of it. And the other thing I would say before you go to the tests, instead of being worried and trying, is it big, is it small, is it going to be like what I had before, what I would say is, what would it take for this to be better, turn out better than I could ever imagine? And I would say that. I would approach it like that. What would it take for this to turn out better than I could ever imagine? And what would it take for me to feel so much better when I come home today than I do before I leave for the test? Okay, those are the two questions I would ask, and that's going to set up the energy, and the angels give everybody energetically the free reign to come in and do the healing that you're seeking.
Okay. All right. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mary.
You're so welcome. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Okay, everybody. Well, we are down to the very end of our Aha Moments radio show. I am so excited that I actually have internet and cable and lights and heat and water, and I was able to actually get through the entire show without a hitch. I am so blessed, and I am thanking you all for all of your well wishes, all of the emails and text messages and Facebook messages that I've received. Thank you so much. Next week, we're going to have an amazing guest on. Her name is Marlise. She's going to be talking all about inner peace and inner serenity, and I'm really excited about that. And I don't know. I guess sign up for a reading if you want the readings. AhaMomentsInc.com/readings. And that's it. I think that's it for tonight. We're all just, focusing on the next storm, which is coming in tonight, the nor'easter, but I'm so sure we're all going to be okay. And for all of you out there who are still going through the throes of Hurricane Sandy, hang in there. It will smooth out, sending you lots of light and blessings, and of course surrounding you with all of the angels. So, as I always say at the end of every show, you truly can have exactly what you want, and you absolutely deserve it too. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week. Take care.
You've been listening to the Aha Moments radio show with your host, Mari. Be sure to visit her blog and website at www.ahamomentsinc.com. That's AHA, moments with an S, inc.com. Also join Mari on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ahamomentsinc and Twitter at twitter.com/ahamoments. We can't wait to see you there.